Okay, like I said, my video was messed up. I ain't know if y'all could see me or hear me or what. Alright, so like I was saying was, around August of 2015, a friend of mine actually brung me IML. The reason why he brung it to me because he know that this trading community pretty much started with me. Alright, I'm gonna just be real. This might sound like a LeBron rant. I don't really talk too much. I definitely not a bragger. If you know about me, you know about me. If you don't, you don't. It's not my, it's not something I wake up every day trying to prove myself and, talk about what I've done and stuff. So that's not what this is about. But I am gonna speak facts. All right. So if you don't know about me, I was one of the owners of a company called Ward 3 Associates. And it's pretty much the first company to mix network marketing with Forex, right? And, things were going great. We hit around 4,000, 5,000 members. Changed a lot of lives. Taught a lot of people about Forex because a lot of people were scared about Forex. That was the whole vision with Ward 3. Now, as the money comes in, right, people change, reps change, how people learn more stuff, they move on, they go do other things. And what happened was, people started to learn the strategies we were teaching. They learned other things, and then they turned around and tried to flip it on us like we were doing the people wrong just because, they went on, learned other things. We actually ran into some merchant issues. Because we were making so much money, not because we had any chargebacks or anything like that, right? So I'm just giving y'all guys the whole breakdown of how this all started. So when we ran into the merchant issues in the company that I owned with one of my business partners, a lot of people start doing grimy stuff, backdooring, doing a bunch of unethical stuff. And at that time, I told myself, I'm done with this niche with Forex. I'm done with the whole Forex niche community. I would never come back unless it was something that I felt was valuable over everything that was going on. Meaning over every group, every Facebook group. I would never come back unless it was something that can put all of that stuff out of the water, because I just didn't like what was going on. People that we just taught how to trade Forex were coming out with groups and strats and all this stuff. That's not what I got into it for. I started the whole little Forex wave because I was in a company called Wake Up Now, and Wake Up Now went through issues. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna start showing these people what Forex is. I've been in the trading community going on almost 4 or 5 years now. I've been in the trading community almost 4 or 5 years. I started with binary options, and I took that leap of faith with Forex. Back when they were saying you needed 20,000, 30,000 just to start in Forex. We were really the first ones that flipped those $100 or $100 accounts, $50 accounts. This is just all facts, guys. Now, like I said, I told myself I'm gonna get out this Forex niche, this culture, because it's grimy. And I didn't like how people did me and my business partner, Wallace Ferragamo, Corey Collier. I remember Corey Collier used to stay up day after day doing webinars for people every day, right? Soon as we hit a wall, people wanted to bash him and act like he was just the devil, right? So that's kind of what's going on now with IML. And this is a huge reason why I joined IML. I could have easily revamped something else, a Forex company or whatever, revamped it up, tried it again. But I didn't want to put myself in the position to let little dudes play with me, get all my knowledge just to turn around and be fake. So I told myself I'm not involved with the Forex niche anymore. And that's probably why you see me move the way I do. I don't do a bunch of Forex web. I know how to trade. Like anybody who knows me, people that I talk to, I've shown them me trading. I actually did a flip account live on my Facebook couple months ago, just to shut a couple of haters up, you know. But I'm not interested in being that guy teaching people all the time anymore, because people are fake, and I don't have time for it. So back to the original story. Around August, me, a business partner that was in the previous company that I ran, he was a good trader, and I came to him. I said, look, I have a huge power leg in WG. I'm over all the top earners. I'm over a lot of the top guys. But WG, a lot of these guys don't know how to trade. So let's go over there and let's really implement trading into WG. If you don't know about WG, that's wealth generators, right? So I had a leg with around 150,000 volume around August. I won't mention people in that leg or whatever. That's not what this is about. And the day before we were going to join WG, we actually did a pre-launch. We were going around telling people, look, we about to join WG. We going to kill it. We about to really bring trading into WG. We're going to teach people how to trade in WG. We're going to be the only people who really know how to trade in WG. That was the goal. So I already had a huge power leg, like I said, and I put together, you know, a group of people that I was comfortable with, and I felt like it was their time to shine and be in position, in a certain good, you know, position. And like I said, I'm not trying to stun. I'm not trying to talk heavy. This is just facts, guys. All right. So, the day before we were going to join WG, my bro, Travis Roten, he falls in my inbox and he says, you know, hey, you know, I know y'all about to go kill WG, but before you do that, I was on Instagram on Logan Shipley's page, and I was reading his comments, and I ran into this guy named Christopher Terry, and he looks like he's a beast trader. And he said, bro, I don't know nothing about trading, but I know you're the one who pretty much started this whole wave, so I want you to check it out first. All right. At first, I told him, hell no, get out of here. I really don't got time to check it out. All right. Well, not probably on words, but that was in my mind. You're like, I got a power leg over here in one of the hottest trading companies right now, even though I really don't like it. But I got this power leg over here, and we already got our vision of what we're going to do over here, right? We already got a pre-launch team, and I'm going to fill out my other two legs, and I'm going to be popping in WG. That was the plan. But, you know, one night I was like, you know, let me check out what my bro sent me. He always rode with me. He always grinded with me. He's always been there for me. Let me check out what he got. So I checked it out, and I was like, yo, this can be something really dope, right? I'm like, this looks dope. I don't see nobody with a harmonic scanner. People didn't even know what harmonics was at the time. Like, and it's just the fact that I've been in the trading community so long, I know what's going to attract people. I know, you know, if you could get people results from something, it'll cause a huge wave, right? So, I told Travis, you know, get me on the phone with the owner. Let's see what he about, you know. So that's when the whole, you know, I've been trading. Chris got on the phone, and he was like, you know, I've been trading 30 plus years. I've been in the foreign, you know, I've been trading Forex and futures, you know, 30 plus years. This is what my company offers. This is what I do on a daily basis. This is what, you know, I can bring to the table. And he was like, I see everything y'all got going on. He was like, but it's a lot of foo-foo-ness going. This is what he said when I first met him back in August. Like, he said, I see all these groups, all these Facebook groups, all these people posting demo profits. He was like, that's not real trading. People risking 80% of their account on one trade. That's not real trading. And when he started doing that talk, like, I know what real trading is. So when he started preaching, you know, 2 to 5%, that put a light bulb in my head. That was the first thing. I was like, okay, he's not just some foo-foo guy. I want to put up a bunch of standards, you know. So that was something that really made me feel comfortable with Chris. Then, I started checking out his company. He had no broker relations. And this isn't a badge post. This is just all facts. I told you I'm going to tell y'all beginning to end. All right. This guy had no broker relations. He did live sessions every day. And I said, you know what? If you can continue to do this, I told him, if you can continue to get people paid and, your scanner, I know, a scanner is just an indicator at the end of the day, but if your scanner can get people paid and you can prove to me you are who you say you are by hosting live sessions every day, because that's not something easy to do, right? And he's been doing it since August. All right. If you can continue to do that, I told him right there, I will bring you my whole niche. If you are who you say you are and your products work like you say you are, I will have the whole niche in this company. And when I got here, there wasn't no chairmans. We didn't even know what a chairman was. It was $500 to start this company. We couldn't place anybody. So ranks were really irrelevant at the time, right? It was just all about the vision of IML. And I felt Chris' vision matched what Ward 3 Associates' vision was. It's just, I didn't have the resources and my business partner didn't have the resources to fix the problems that Ward 3 went through with the merchants and the back offices. When we hit that wall, it was just done for us. I didn't have, a bunch of resources at the time to fix it. So I told him, look, I know how to get this culture in any company, but it starts with you having something valuable. And if you are who you say you are, your scanner is what you say it is, we'll easily bring you 1,000, 2,000 members in the next 30 days. This is what came out of my mouth to Christopher Terry. You can ask him, he'll stamp that, right? All right. So down the line, we joined this company, and don't get me wrong, in the beginning, it was hell. Every day it was like a battle, right? It was like I said, it was 500 to join. We couldn't place anybody. Me and a few other people. I'm not gonna drop no names. We just went hard. We did webinars every day. We actually called our webinars the Trap House because we would sit there every day, all day, and just send links to people and say, hop on this webinar. We're about to get the owner on here. He's going to explain who he is, what the products is, what the services is, right? That's how we built this up. We were just doing webinar, Google Hangouts. I remember the first webinar with Chris. We sat on there for like 12 hours. Crazy. I've never been on a Hangout that long. We sat there for 12 hours, just hearing his whole story, seeing some proof, and, just checking out everything he had. And, back to the story, I had this power leg, so I didn't really know what we was going to do. It was like, do I just run with what's easy? Just go to the company that's already booming, which was WG at the time. I got this fat power leg with some of the top faces over there, right? And I could easily balance this leg out and be at, $20,000 a month, easy. Or do I run with this guy named Christopher Terry, who's a real trader with some nice products, and start from scratch? Being that you guys see what happened, I'm pretty sure y'all know which route we chose, right? So we chose IML. And it was just a leap of faith. And me and the people I started with, we was like, we said it all the time. When this goes viral, we know it started here. All right. Now, as we went on, like I said, things were hard in the beginning. It was not easy. It was not easy. We thought about quitting every day, probably. Every day. Every day we're calling Chris, probably going back and forth, arguing, about certain little things, just because it was something new, something we weren't used to. We're used to placing people. We're used to having waiting rooms. We're used to having a certain amount of days to place people. We're used to, certain things from this niche that this company didn't have at first, right? Now, like I said, the product was 500 to join. I believe the first month, we probably brought in around 400 members. or something like that. And nobody was ranked. Still, we brought around 400 members. Nobody was ranked because we couldn't place people, period. So I had about 30 front lines. My business partner, he had about 30, 40 people on his front line. You know, all the leaders had 30, 40 people on their front lines. Like, true story. It wasn't no rank. So we're bringing people at $500, and pretty much only thing we were getting paid off of was the upfront commissions, right? Residuals was really not in the picture at the time, because in order for you to hit a rank, you would have to bring somebody in, and they would have to go personally bring their people in, or you would have to give them your prospect their link. So it was a crazy situation. So as we were building, we were leading with the scanner. We were leading with, Christopher Terry, who he is, the knowledge he had, and it went viral. It went viral. Now, like I said, the scan, I told Chris, if the scanner really worked, it'll go viral. And the first thing that really went viral was the scanner. Yeah, it had hiccups in the beginning. It wasn't really hiccups. It was just people had to learn how to properly use it, right? Looking for the right setups on the scanner. Not just, the scanner says buy here, so just put the buy, just place a buy now. Or not, the scanner says sell, so just automatically go in and place a sale. We had to learn how to properly use the scanner, right? So what happened was the scanner went viral first. So all these people from, another company start seeing the scanner going around crazy, because they were in a trading company. And, I guess things weren't going as well over there as on the trading side. So they start hearing about this scanner. So almost everybody in the company was interested in the scanner. And we were like, cool, we don't want to start no problems with another company. That's not what we're here to do. We don't want to beef with another company. We're not really worried about building teams. So if y'all want to come over, buy the scanner off of us, still be in your company over there, cool. Everybody eats, right? So what happened was, some of the top leaders from that company start meeting with Chris, flying out to Vegas, meet with Chris. Master distributors flew out, met with Chris. Like I said, I was here first in this company, so I know the whole deal. I know who met with Chris, who, what, and what. So the way we set this platform up was, anybody who comes from this company, here's the golden ticket. We already did it for you. We already approved the scanner work. We already proved Chris know how to trade. We already made stuff go viral, right? So people from this company start getting interested in what we got going. Like I said, the master distributors and top earners, they all was meeting with Chris in Vegas, having dinner and all that stuff. I'm not going to mention any names, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to clear the record on how this all got started. So what happened was, the reps in WG, some of the smaller reps, right? Not the top guys that we were really aiming for to come first, because we didn't really want to break nothing up. We didn't really want to go around and start trying to cross recruit people's teams. So we were like, look, we're going to just go for the head honchos, and whoever does the move first, here's the golden ticket, right? Here's the golden platter. An easy way for you to make a couple 100,000 for you. All you gotta do is just, share this with a few of your people in that company, right? So what happened was, the smaller people, the word was going around, that this scanner is hot, Christopher Terry is hot, the exchange. Let's not forget the exchange, y'all. That's what got IML popping. Let's not forget that. The exchange is blowing up. It's on fire, And so what happened was, the word got around so much, and the top leaders were scared to leave their income that they were making, even though the trading products and the services weren't working and people were losing trading. They were scared to lose that income, and they really didn't want to risk it, right? That's just facts. I'm not here to that's the industry. Like, that's anybody. People would be in top spots. They'd be scared to lose their incomes and stuff, no matter, what it is. But You know, they were still trying to find a way that they can push this scanner to their teams. So while all these people in this company are going around talking about our scanner, it put the smaller people onto game about us. You know, the people who really shouldn't have known about us, because we weren't really going after them like that. We were trying to go for the head honchos in the company. So what happened was, you know, a few guys from that company actually jumped the gun before the top earners did, right? So, you know, that's how it started clashing, because they're trying to plan a way where they can do it without leaving their company, without, you know, they're trying to plan a way where it could work both ways. And then here comes a group of people that's under you. They join it before you, and then they start grabbing all your teams and stuff like that, right? So that's what kind of happened. So this is what kind of made it tough to kind of push to them now, because now they're doing calls about us. They're telling people to stay away from us. You know, they're telling people we're not good business, you know. And the people that did join from that company, you know, golden platter, right? Nothing against them, because, you know, it was some people that came in here, really went hard, you know, really beasted. But at the end of the day, we still got to remember that it was set up that way. And I've never told this story because I don't talk much and I really don't deal with all this stuff. But I just feel like the truth needs to come out. So, you know, around October, things start really heating up in IML. You know, we changed the price. We told Chris, like, hey, if you really want to blow this company up, the package can't be $500. We're going to have to drop it. And that was thanks to, you know, Arsalan. You know, he came through. He told Chris, hey, you know, we could do bigger things if, you know, the product was less. And like I said, I'm not bashing nobody here. Shout out to Arsalan, Austin, anybody who left, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the bash type. You know, I've never been the hater type. I always been the player type, right? So I won't be bashing nobody in this video. But I will be dropping facts, all right? So, you know, the price changed. So now I went from $500 to $200 for everything we had to offer. And it went even more viral. Now, during this time, people were using Chris to close a bunch of leaders. Like we were, you know, the people who came into the business. You know, Chris was the upline at one time. It would be like, yo, I got a three-way. Chris, I got a huge leader. I want to get you on the phone with him. So every day he was getting pushed to do the MLM side. He kind of got unfocused on the trading side. IML kind of got turned into like a real live MLM type of thing, instead of, you know, what we came in for it, which was, you know, the trading side, and teach people how to properly risk their accounts, you know, and properly trade, get into the futures and trade with somebody with 30 years experience. That was the original vision. But when the prices got changed and the fluctuation, all these people joining the company, you know, ranks start getting popped that were never popped before. Because like I told you guys, we couldn't place anybody. You could sign up 100 personals. They would be on your front line. That's how it was at first. Chris, he listened to the field, changed the price, and he made it to where we have 4 days to place people, right? Now, hold on. They got water for sale. I'm thirsty. Give me.
Thank you. You need your change?
No, just give me these three.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so things start going viral in the company, and Hold on, I'm thirsty right now. Hold on. All right, cool. Things started going viral, and things was looking great. Right? But the problem was, new people start coming into the company, and it started turning into an MLM build type of company. So then it started turning into this team, right? At first, it was just like the exchange. It was just the exchange, People were trading in the chats together. I'm not real big on group chats. Like I said, I already went through all this stuff in Ward 3 Associates. So all this stuff y'all doing, I already went through it. I know how people act at the end of the day. I didn't want to do it again. So people say, yo, Garrett wasn't this and Garrett wasn't that. You damn right, because I did that for 2 years. You late. You're following something I showed y'all how to do. Right? So I didn't want to go through that again, in this company. I wanted to plug people in with Christopher Terry, trade with Christopher Terry, and I get a nice finder's fee, right? I didn't want to be the man no more. I didn't want to be the guy everybody looking to no more. That wasn't what I got into this for. And, people that came from that previous company, they were so used to having to do that because the products wasn't working over there. They were so used to having to do sessions every day and be in the chats every day. They brung that to IML. Which, nothing wrong with that. But down the line, it started to affect IML. So, like I said, people start making all these teams and this team. And when you start making this team, that's when the cross recruiting comes into effect. That's when you start hearing, yo, I see what they're doing over there. You think it's cool for me to switch teams. And, hey, yo, bro, you got so-and-so over there. I think it'd be better if we work with them over here. Now, me being at the top of everything, people will use that against me, right? People would be like, yo, you're at the top of everything anyway, so, don't stop this from happening, right? Now, the way IML system was first set up was, if somebody is on a teams, if it's okay with the person who signed them up, then if a person wants to switch and their upline says it's okay, then cool. That's right. That's only right? Now, the thing is, people start going crazy with that, right? They start blowing Chris up, blowing up, the operations manager, and they start making this like a thing to do, right? And it messed up a lot of stuff inside of IML. And I'm going to just be real. It messed up the true vision of what IML was here for. It started becoming a thirst bucket contest, to get ranks. Now, this started happening constantly. So, while one leg was booming, other legs were losing, and leaders were dropping like left and right because people on their teams were starting to want to switch to the new people that were coming in just because they had something new, right? That's only, that's common sense type stuff. You're in a situation and some new guys come in, they're doing webinars and sessions every day. You kind of get distracted on what the real reason you were here in the first place, which was for Chris, not for some Facebook group guy running or some guy that's, doing webinars and calling out signals. That's an extra to IML. And people start making it a thing where, oh, you can't do this unless you're on my team. You can't do this unless you're on my team. You can't do this unless you're on my team. But not realizing that was separating everything in IML. And that's where things kind of start getting a little rocky. The friendships that could have been built weren't built, because, this person might be your upline, right? But you're cross recruiting from his two other legs. So he may feel a certain way about you. Even though he your upline, you still taking out this man's pockets. So I'm not going to mention this guy's name, but one of the top leaders in IML at the time, who was right under me, he was actually my first sign up. He got to the point where he started feeling like, these guys are getting special treatment. I'm really not feeling this. And he start, listening to, I don't have a problem saying this guy's name, Reza, right? He start listening to Reza. Reza's telling him, I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. I'll give you this. I'm going to teach you how to trade. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you, right? So this guy, he took that leap of faith in Reza, pretty much left the situation he was in, moved with Reza. And, he went and did his thing with Reza. And so just a conflict of interest, certain things had to be done, on that situation from the corporate side or whatever. Because it's a conflict of interest. You're trying to promote and cross-recruit people from IML to this or whatever. You're telling people about Chris, he's not this, come deal with Reza, whatever. I'm not really going to get deep into that. But this is just a part of my story with IML, right? So this guy, he takes that leap of faith with Reza because he felt a certain way about what was going on in IML with the new people that came into IML, what they were doing and, all these people switching teams because, like I said, the rules at first, it was if your upline says it's cool, hey, it is what it is. But people start taking that to advantage. And, one of the top producers, he felt a certain type of way. So, he listened to what Reza said he was going to do for him and do all that. And, he risked it all, Man, to this day, I kind of still feel bad about that situation or what happened to him. But, he risked it all. He left our situation. He completely left it for a couple of months. And he went over there and he was promoting that. And, so you had to make a move. You can't really play both sides of the field with two trading companies, definitely with somebody who's bashing our company every day. So it just wasn't a good move. I'm gonna just put it like that. So what happened was, these things in IML continued to go on, and people were building their teams and power lays were getting offered, and it got turned into a whole MLM thing. Like, yeah, Chris was still doing his job. And that's what my video is pretty much about. Like, let's not look at Chris no type of way. Because since I've been here, going next month, a month and a half, I'll be in IML for a year. And when I ran my company, people, they sucked me dry, no homo. They sucked me dry, used everything I had, and then they turned around and tried to bash me and my business partner, Wallace Ferragamo. He's on here. And Wallace, just let him know, all this is facts, bro. They turned around, tried to bash us, and it was cool with me. I'm from the streets, guys, so it don't really matter to me what a bunch of Facebook kids are saying and stuff like that. But when I look at it and see this going on with Chris has been nothing but a sweet dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a sweet dude. He ain't me. I'm basically saying, like, he cares about what's going on. He cares about what people say. He cares about people turning their back on him. He cares about, people that he's helped just acting like, he's a scam or something all of a sudden. He cares about that stuff. So if nobody's going to defend that man, I will, man, because I was the first one to believe in his vision. I brung this to him. Nothing was wrong with his company when we got here. And so I take some of the blame, right? So, that's what real dudes do. But one thing I'm not going to allow is people try to go around and tarnish this man's name when he hasn't done nothing but everything people ask for to help everybody, right? Yeah, some things he should have said, no, I'm not going to do that. But it was his heart when people are calling him saying, yo, we need this, we need it, please, Chris, help us. He's not going to turn that down. He's not going to turn people down when he's thinking that it's helping. You know, he's not in the field. Chris isn't he's not a bill, he's a trader and a CEO. That's his job, to trade, right? I told people in the beginning, stop getting Chris on all these phone calls. Stop introducing Chris to everybody. You know, stop bringing all these people to Vegas to meet Chris. Because when people meet somebody, you'll go from the top guy to now people feel like they're equal with you just because they know you now. It's comfortability. Comfortability kills, right? It's like you having a girlfriend, right? At first, she's all, yeah, baby, whatever you want to do. She don't talk back. She don't say none of that. She gets comfortable now. She's calling you out your name, crazy stuff. Y'all arguing left or right. That's just how people react when they get comfortable. They start feeling like y'all are on the same level. And people did that with Chris. You know, that's why to today, you see people bashing this man. And just, you know, a couple months ago, he was like God to y'all. That's the crazy part. Y'all call him your dad. Y'all was praising this man all day. Y'all was praising him more than I was, you know. And, you know, and it's just crazy to me that people will turn around and start bashing this man. So back to the story. You know, so IML start booming. People start popping ranks. You know, people was catching pips too. Don't get me wrong. Like, people was really trading over here. But the ranks, man. The ranks turn this into like a battlefield out here. You know, just